everybody. Oh, I almost knocked something down. It's nice to see you today. It is Wednesday, and I'm just checking in to give you an update on where I'm at. Okay, number one, I wanted to update you on my leg situation. All right, I did have an MRI, and I do have a tear in a tendon. And so what we're going to do is Doc is sending me to some physical therapy. It doesn't require surgery. So he said, if the physical therapy doesn't help, we can start doing cortisol shots, but I'm hoping that, it doesn't get to that point. So it is iliotibial band syndrome, and that's where my tear is on the left leg. And so also I have arthritis behind my left knee. And so that might account for the popping sound as well. But I kind of figured I might be having some arthritis problems because I've got a few fingers that have been really giving me some trouble lately. And so it's just one of those things. I think that, you get older and stuff happens, but, you just have to deal with it. So anyway, I'm going to hopefully be on the mend. And I can't do it soon enough because I just joined Living Large at Lifetime. It's Juli. If you don't know her channel, please check her out. She is like Weight Watcher magic. She's wonderful. She took some time off, for a while, some life changes, and she's back. And I couldn't be more happier that she's back and doing this. She has challenges, and she's doing a challenge for a mile a day every day this next month, I think. Anyway, I'm just going to get all the details on it. You have to join the Facebook group. So go over to her channel, watch her, I'll link it below. Watch her last video where she talks about that. And then you can go over to the Facebook page if you want to join the challenge. Also, she has like a cooking challenge coming up too. And that sounds really interesting as well. But anyway, I love Julie's channel. Check her out. And so as far as like food goes, I'm purple. I want to say, you know what? I was kind of curious about green, and so I changed to green for like half of a day, and I'm like, no, I love purple. And I switched back to purple again. I couldn't stay green for like more than a day. Anyway, also what I'm doing this week, I'm doing something a little different. Now, the first diet, I have to back up for a second. For the first diet that I was on was many years ago, and I think our son was like one or 2 years old. And I had put on weight, I had daycare center at that time, and I was eating all the leftover food the kids didn't want. I was just eating, high carb crackers and all this stuff. And I put on a lot of weight. Well, I needed to get it off. And at the time, the book, the Carbohydrate Addicts diet had just come out. And it's doctors Rachel and Richard Heller. And at the time, I picked it up. That was the first diet I'd ever been on. And I wasn't into diets, and I've never heard of this low carb idea. Well, I got on it. I recently found the book again. Here it is. And they had another one I picked up there. I got these at my thrift store. Seems like, there's one or two of these hanging around in any thrift store at any particular time. You might be able to still find them at the library. But anyway, worked like a charm. I can't even remember being on a diet at the time. I just remembered that it worked really fast, really well. And so that was the first diet I'd ever been on. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to try to see how that goes again. I mean, I wasn't over, through menopause back then, which now I have to deal with the whole body change issue. I don't know. It should work though. So basically you got to read the book, if you're interested in it. And I'm not, an authority on this. I've just tried it myself, and I was really comfortable with it. But the basic tenet was that pretty much that you stay low carb throughout the day, and then for 2 meals. And there's different ways of doing that because you can add a snack in. There's different ways, but for me, this is how I did it. And then the evening meal, which was dinner, you can basically have whatever you want as long as it's eaten within 60 minutes. And the reason for that is because I think you send out more than one insulin hit into your bloodstream if you go longer than that, and you don't want that because then it'll store more of the food that you eat. And so I did that because I could do low carb during the day, and then when my husband came home, I could just eat whatever he wanted. And he didn't even know I was on a diet, right? And then I would take a walk every day when I got done with work, or I would I had some inline skates and I would skate for half an hour. And so almost every day I would do that. And I have to tell you, it just fell right off. It really just fell right off. And so now that doesn't mean it's high fat. It wasn't a high fat because I can't do keto. I can't do keto because I don't have a gallbladder. It makes me really, really ill if I have too much fat. So I can't really process it. But what it is it's just low carb. And what I ended up doing, because I didn't want to be hungry, was I would eat a ton of green beans or vegetables as my fiber. And I knew that would fill me up. And I would have, a moderate amount of, I would stick to serving sizes. As far as meat goes, I would go with lean meat, just like I would if I'm just doing regular Weight Watchers. And I would add cheese, make it real tasty and stuff, but I wouldn't go keto. I can't do that. I would just be minus the carb, during the day, pretty much. Low carb, I believe, is classified as anywhere between 50 to 150 carbs per day. And, people's interpretations will kind of vary on that number, but they pretty much stay under 150. And so as far as I understand, keto, which I have done before, is under 50 grams of carbs per day. And that was just that didn't work for me. It works for some people. Again, everybody's different, and you just have to find what works for you. This seemed like it was easy to me, and it wasn't. I never felt like I was hungry, and I never felt like I was on a diet. And I felt like I had a lot of freedom because I had that one meal that I could basically, I had freedom for, right? And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to do that again. I'm going to try that. So when I put it into my tracker, that usually translates anywhere from 16 to 18 points a day. And on Purple, I get 16 points a day. So it really doesn't put me over that much. And then I just make sure that I have a little bit more, physical activity, and it helps balance it out and stuff. So far, so good. And I am enjoying this. I still have carbs. I'll just have lower carbs. Like this morning, I had a low carb tortilla, which was only 5 grams of carbs with my breakfast. And then yesterday, I had 2 Wassa crackers at breakfast, and they're multi-grain. So I still get my grains in. I love oatmeal. If I want my oatmeal, I'm going to have my oatmeal for dinner instead of for breakfast. And I know that seems funny, but I think, one of the good things about that is that complex carbs can help you output serotonin, which will help you sleep better. But at the same time, a lot of carbs in your system can also, well, for me, it gives me some pretty funky dreams. And so my head is my mind's trying to burn off those carbs. So another good thing is that you wake up and you're ready to work out because you've got a lot of energy still. So I don't know. I'm working it out. I don't know how long this will go on, but we'll see. I'm just kind of paying attention to my body, as I'm doing this stuff. So, but anyway, I actually really like this book, and I probably would recommend it to anybody who's interested in a low carb diet. I'm not a, dietitian or anything like that. I'm just somebody who has had experience in that area before, and am still on my weight journey. So anyway, guys, I just want to check in with you. So I will show you a few things I've been having, and I'll see you next time. All right, bye. Now, I had a low carb tortilla with this breakfast, but getting a lot of fiber from vegetables, and these are mostly steamed here, is going to be a really big asset in my favor to keeping me full and getting me lots of vitamins and nutrients. So lots of good stuff in here. Onions, peppers, collard greens from the garden, coleslaw mix. Now I put a couple, Honey and I are going to split this, 2 eggs each. I'm just going to poach them here. And look at that. We're just going to split this in the morning. It's so satisfying. It was so good. And I had a piece of bacon. All right, so lunchtime came around and I worked a salad in. I don't always do salads now, but I'm using this Bolthouse Ranch blue cheese dressing, which is actually a point less than the ranch dressing, and having a bit of a modified Cobb salad here. And I'm using just one of these rice cakes. It's all I really want. It's a mental thing to add the carbs in, but it's just like 6 carbs for one. And so that's fine. You get like 3 of them per serving, and I'm just using one. But this is a really good brand. Okay, and one of my favorite lunches is sauteed green beans, tomatoes, taco meat, and cheese, and I've got chicken soup here. This is one of my favorite snacks, which is a sugar-free mint hot chocolate. All right, we just got done with the school day, so I look slightly haggard. But anyway, let me know below if you have any questions about what I'm doing. I would happily answer them. All right, guys, I'll see you next time.